Donovan Everett here, coming back to you with a question that I get asked a lot. What was the toughest mark to hit in business, and kind of how do you go through it? So I quickly say the toughest mark is really when you're starting out in the first year, because you're trying to figure out a lot. You know, in my situation, I went from an employee to a business owner. So you have to transition from an employee to a business owner. There's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make as a business owner that you do not have to make as an employee. So you're trying to do several things in the first year. One, you're trying to start a business, you're trying to survive, you're trying to eat, and you try to grow something that you've been dreaming about and thinking about. So you know, you really, the first year was the toughest because, like I said, you're sacrificing. I'll tell you example how that went for me. For 8-9 months, there's no check. There was no check for me, and there was no check. So you're in survival mode. What am I going to do to be able to eat, if you will? What am I going to do to be able to keep the business going? So you quickly go into this mode of business owner mode, to sell, to get your business going, to figure out how to make things work. And then you transition into, okay, once the business gets going and the work starts flowing, how can you execute? How can you execute? Because now you're selling, you've sold, and now you got to execute. Well, you can't execute by yourself. You know, in our situation, it was two of us. We were sitting there, you know, sacrificing, but two people can't do it. So what do? You have to hire people. You have to hire people now. You have to get them in there. You have to have the mindset to go, I need these people in my business to be able to execute what I'm going on. So then you're going through a next sacrifice. Sometimes you have to pay people more than you're paying yourself to be able to do things that you want to do. And then we went through that and go through those things. So that first level was a transition. You're in the phase of how do you want your company looking 4, 5, 10 years from now, because then you're actually shaping that in the first couple of years. And you know, you start making a little bit of money. What do you do with it? Well, you don't make it just to put it in your pocket. You make it to reinvest it back into your company, to hire more people, put more systems in place, to put things in place that you know you're going to need 5 and 10 years down the line. Whether that's hiring people, hiring outside consultants or things of that nature to help your business grow to the next level. So I always say that first year was a year that was defining, that really helped shape where we were going, helped shape what we were trying to do. But it doesn't get any easier, I will say that. You just figure out how to go through them in a different way. You learn from your bumps and your bruises, and you figure out how to transition past them. You figure out what people you need in your corner to go through those. And one thing I always say, you need people. You need people in your business to grow and to get outside of those challenges, to get outside of those things. Hire people smarter than you are in certain areas. That would always help you. It helped me. It helped the business, because I can't do everything. I don't want to do everything. I'm good at what I'm good at, and I'm not what I'm not. And you hire those people to do those things that you're trying to do. So, like I said, for us, the first year was the hardest year, or the challenging year. Like I said, it doesn't get any easier, but you figure out ways to go through it a little more. So fight through them, keep going. And as I said in the last one, don't quit, don't ever quit, because if you quit, you're going to always stumble and fall and don't succeed. So keep going and keep fighting and go through them.